finding God in the subtle signs, recognizing the divine in everyday life. Have you ever paused in the quiet of the night and felt something greater than yourself pressing gently on your soul? It's a whisper, faint but persistent, beckoning you to notice. We're distracted by the clamor of the world, tangled in the demands of the day, and too hurried to stop and see what's right in front of us. Yet, those whispers remain, waiting for the moment we finally listen. Think about the moments that catch your breath, a sunrise too beautiful for words, an unexpected kindness that feels divinely timed, or a sudden peace washing over you in your darkest hour. Are these mere coincidences? Or could they be signs, placed carefully in your path by a loving hand, guiding you back to the truth you've always known deep within? The divine often doesn't shout, it gently nudges, inviting us to pay attention. But herein lies the challenge. Recognizing these subtle signs requires a heart willing to see and a mind prepared to ponder. What if the very answers you've been seeking, the clarity for the next step in your journey, are hidden in plain sight? Stay with me, and together we'll uncover these signs. Let's delve into the quiet, mysterious ways God reveals himself, not in thunderous declarations, but in the soft moments most of us overlook. By the end of this journey, you might just realize that the divine has been closer than you ever imagined, speaking to you all along. Imagine walking through a dense forest, each step shrouded in mist. You see no clear path, only shadows and fleeting glimpses of light filtering through the canopy above. Suddenly, you notice a faint trail of breadcrumbs scattered before you. They're small, almost insignificant, but unmistakably deliberate. You didn't place them there, and yet they beckon you forward, guiding you when nothing else does. This is how the divine speaks, not with grand proclamations, but with a gentle trail, a pattern of signs uniquely crafted for you. The question is, will you notice them? It's easy to miss these breadcrumbs in a world demanding our constant attention. We expect fireworks, dramatic miracles, or earth-shaking revelations to confirm the presence of God. But what if his voice is more like the rustling of leaves in the wind, or the steady rhythm of waves lapping against the shore? What if his signs are woven into the ordinary moments we're so quick to overlook? Consider this: the sudden peace you feel in the middle of chaos, the stranger who smiles at you on the day you needed it most, or the persistent thought urging you to take a step of faith. These aren't coincidences. They're markers on your path, hints of a presence far greater than your own. As we explore the signs of God's presence, I invite you to shift your perspective. Open your heart to the idea that the divine is closer than you think, not hidden but waiting for you to notice. These signs may not be loud, but they are unmistakably real if only you learn to see them. These signs is like a breadcrumb, urging you to take notice and follow the trail. When you do, you'll discover the unmistakable presence of God in your life, guiding, comforting, and calling you to something greater. 1. Unexplainable peace in chaos. There's a peculiar kind of peace that defies logic. It doesn't make sense when you analyze it, yet it envelops you like a warm embrace in the middle of life's fiercest storms. Imagine being in the eye of a hurricane, chaos raging all around, yet within that small, quiet center there is stillness. This is the kind of peace that can only be described as divine. It's not manufactured by our own efforts or external circumstances. It comes from a place far beyond our understanding. Think about a time in your life when everything seemed to be falling apart. Perhaps you lost a job, faced a devastating breakup, or received a heartbreaking diagnosis. The logical reaction to such situations is fear, anxiety, or despair. Yet for reasons you couldn't explain, you felt an unshakable calm. It wasn't that the situation had changed, but something within you shifted. That peace, my friend, wasn't a coincidence. It was a sign that you are not alone. This peace is often described in Scripture as the peace that surpasses all understanding. It doesn't promise to remove the storm, but it anchors you so that the storm doesn't destroy you. It's a reminder that while you may not be in control, the one who holds the universe in his hands is guiding your life. And in those moments when you feel at peace, it's as if he's whispering, "I've got this." Unexplainable peace can also manifest in unexpected moments. You might find it during prayer, meditation, or even in the mundane moments of life, like sipping your morning coffee or taking a quiet walk. It's subtle, but its impact is profound. It steadies you, allowing you to face challenges with courage and clarity. This peace often acts as a nudge, encouraging you to trust. It's as if the divine is gently saying, "Stop trying to control everything. Surrender to me." And when you do, you realize that peace isn't just an absence of conflict. It's a presence, God's presence. This realization changes everything. It gives you strength to endure, hope to carry on, and the assurance that no matter what happens, you are deeply loved and cared for. Some might dismiss this peace as a psychological phenomenon or a coping mechanism, but for those who've experienced it, it's undeniable. It's as real as the ground beneath your feet, yet as mysterious as the stars above. It transcends human reasoning because it comes from a source far greater than our understanding. So the next time you find yourself in a situation that should overwhelm you, pay attention. If you feel an unexplainable peace, don't ignore it. It's a sign, a breadcrumb leading you closer to the divine. It's an invitation to trust, to let go, and to rest in the knowledge that you are never alone. 2. Perfect timing of events. Have you ever experienced something so perfectly timed that it seemed almost too good to be true? Perhaps you were in desperate need of encouragement, and a friend called out of the blue with just the right words. Or maybe you were running late for an appointment, only to find that the delay prevented you from being caught in an accident. These moments, often dismissed as coincidences, are much more than mere happenstance. They are signs, delicate threads in the tapestry of your life, woven with precision by the divine. Perfect timing has a way of catching your attention, especially when it aligns with your needs or desires in ways you couldn't have orchestrated on your own. It's as if an unseen hand is arranging the details of your life, ensuring that everything happens exactly when it should. While we often view delays and detours as inconveniences, they may very well be part of a greater plan, one that we can't see in the moment but becomes clear in hindsight. Think about the story of someone who missed a flight, only to later learn that the plane experienced a catastrophic event. At first, they might feel frustrated or angry about the delay, but in retrospect, they recognize the hand of divine providence protecting them. These experiences, while extraordinary, often serve as profound reminders that nothing in life happens by chance. Perfect timing also reveals itself in smaller, quieter ways. Perhaps you're searching for an answer, and suddenly you stumble upon a book or hear a conversation that addresses your exact question. Or you're struggling with a decision, and just when you need it most, clarity arrives like a light breaking through the clouds. These moments aren't random. They are signs of a loving God who is intimately involved in the details of your life. They remind us that while we may not understand the why behind every twist and turn, there is a purpose unfolding. Perfect timing reassures us that even when things seem chaotic, there is an order, a rhythm, guiding us towards something greater. To recognize these signs, you must cultivate awareness. Start by reflecting on your day. What moments stood out? What conversations, events, or coincidences felt unusually significant? The more you pay attention, the more you'll begin to see these patterns, and the more you'll trust that the timing of your life is not random but intentional. In the end, perfect timing isn't just about events aligning in your favor. It's about recognizing that every moment, no matter how small, is part of a divine story written just for you. It's a sign that you are not wandering aimlessly but are being guided step by step toward your destiny. 3. Recurring themes. Have you ever noticed the same message, idea, or symbol appearing repeatedly in your life? Perhaps a particular phrase keeps popping up in conversations, books, or songs. Or maybe you keep encountering a specific number, animal, or word that seems to follow you wherever you go. These recurring themes are not coincidences, they are signs, gentle reminders from the divine, urging you to pay attention. Recurring themes are one of the most profound ways God communicates. They often emerge during times of confusion or uncertainty, when you're searching for direction but feel lost. It's as if the universe conspires to guide you, placing the same message in your path until you finally take notice. These themes act as breadcrumbs, leading you toward a deeper understanding or a specific action. For example, imagine you've been wrestling with the decision about pursuing a new career. Everywhere you turn, you see references to courage books about bravery, quotes about stepping out in faith, and even conversations with friends who unknowingly encourage you to take the leap. These recurring messages aren't random. They're signs, urging you to trust the process and move forward. Sometimes recurring themes show up in unexpected places. You might hear the same phrase in a movie and then see it on a billboard the next day. Or you might dream about a particular concept and then encounter it in a conversation. These moments feel almost surreal, as if the universe itself is conspiring to get your attention. To understand these signs, you must listen carefully and reflect deeply. Ask yourself, what is the recurring theme trying to tell me? What action or change is it encouraging me to take? The answers may not always be immediate, but with patience and introspection, they will come. Recurring themes are a gift. They remind us that we are not navigating life alone. They point us toward growth, healing, and purpose, urging us to trust that the divine is always speaking if only we take the time to listen. 4. Inner promptings. There is a quiet voice that resides within each of us, a subtle, persistent feeling or thought that nudges us toward a particular path. These inner promptings are not random. They often feel as if they come from a place beyond our own understanding. They guide us, protect us, and challenge us to rise to our highest potential. If you've ever felt an inexplicable urge to make a decision, reach out to someone, or change your direction, you've experienced this phenomenon. It is one of the profound ways the divine communicates with us. Inner promptings are often mistaken for intuition, but they run deeper. Intuition may stem from past experiences or subconscious patterns, but these promptings feel unexplainable. They emerge suddenly and clearly, often pointing you towards something you wouldn't have chosen on your own. They're not always convenient or comfortable. In fact, they might push you out of your comfort zone entirely. Consider the story of someone who feels a sudden urge to call an old friend, only to discover that the friend desperately needed that conversation at that moment. Or think about the individual who feels a compelling pull to take a different route home and later learns that they avoided an accident along their usual path. These instances aren't coincidences, they're signs, whispering that a higher power is intricately involved in the details of our lives. These promptings are often accompanied by a sense of urgency or clarity. You may not know why you feel compelled to act, but you can't ignore the feeling. It persists, gently but firmly, until you acknowledge it. And when you follow these inner nudges, you often find that they lead to outcomes that benefit not just you but others as well. However, recognizing these promptings requires stillness. In our noisy world, it's easy to drown out the quiet voice of the divine with the clamor of daily life. Distractions, social media, work, and endless to-do lists can make it difficult to hear that subtle whisper. To tune in, you must cultivate moments of silence. Prayer, meditation, or simply sitting in nature can help you reconnect with that inner voice. It's also important to trust these promptings, even when they don't make sense. The human mind craves logic and certainty, but the divine doesn't always work within the confines of our understanding. These promptings often require faith that you're being led for a reason, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Inner promptings are not just about action, they're about alignment. They guide you toward the path that aligns with your purpose, values, and higher calling. They help you avoid distractions, make wise decisions, and fulfill the unique role you were created for. They are a sign that God is not only watching over you, but actively guiding you toward your best life. 5. Nature's majesty. Have you ever stood before a majestic mountain range or gazed at the vastness of the ocean and felt something stir within you? There's a profound sense of wonder and awe that arises when we encounter the beauty of creation. This feeling isn't just admiration for the natural world, it's a recognition of something greater, a sign of the divine presence woven into the fabric of nature. Nature's majesty speaks to us in ways that words cannot. It has a unique ability to draw us out of ourselves, reminding us of our place in the grand design of the universe. The intricate details of a flower, the symphony of birdsong at dawn, or the sheer magnitude of a starry night sky, all of these point to a creator who is both infinitely powerful and intimately caring. One of the most powerful aspects of nature is its ability to reflect God's character. The steadfastness of the mountains reminds us of his unchanging nature. The vastness of the sea speaks to his boundless love. The delicate balance of ecosystems reflects his wisdom and creativity. These aren't just random features of the natural world, they are deliberate, intentional signs of a divine hand at work. Nature also has a way of meeting us where we are. In moments of joy, its beauty amplifies our happiness. In times of sorrow, it offers solace and healing. Many have found that a walk in the woods or sitting by a river can bring clarity and peace that no words or human interactions can provide. It's as if God uses creation to communicate directly with our souls, bypassing the noise of the mind. Moreover, nature teaches us profound spiritual truths. The changing seasons remind us of life's cycles, growth, death, and renewal. The resilience of trees that bend but don't break in the wind reflects the strength we can find in God. Even the tiniest details, like the way a flower turns toward the sun, can inspire us to seek the light in our own lives. To recognize these signs in nature, you must slow down and pay attention. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook the beauty around us. But when you take the time to truly see, to watch the sunrise, feel the breeze, or listen to the rain, you begin to notice the fingerprints of the divine in every detail. Nature's majesty is a gift. It's a constant reminder that we are not alone, that there is a creator who loves us and is actively involved in our lives. It's an invitation to pause, reflect, and reconnect with the divine. 6. Acts of kindness. There is something profoundly moving about witnessing or receiving an act of kindness. It stirs something deep within us, a sense of connection, hope, and gratitude. These moments, while often seen as purely human, are in fact signs of a greater love at work in the world. They remind us that God's presence is not confined to the heavens, but is actively moving through people around us. Acts of kindness are uniquely powerful because they transcend cultural, social, and even religious boundaries. Whether it's a stranger paying for someone's groceries, a friend offering a listening ear, or a community rallying together after a tragedy, these gestures reflect the divine nature of love and compassion. They are glimpses of what the world could be like if we all lived in alignment with God's purpose. What makes these acts so extraordinary is their timing. They often come when we need them most. A kind word on a difficult day, a helping hand when we're overwhelmed, or an unexpected gift when we're struggling. These are not random. They are signs that we are seen, cared for, and loved by a creator who often works through others to reach us. But kindness is not just something we receive, it's something we are called to give. Each time we perform an act of kindness, we participate in God's work in the world. We become his hands and feet, bringing light into darkness and hope into despair. These moments, however small they may seem, create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. To recognize acts of kindness as divine signs, you must approach them with gratitude. Reflect on the ways others have shown kindness to you and consider how those moments may have been orchestrated by a higher power. And then, let that gratitude inspire you to be a sign of God's love to someone else. Acts of kindness remind us that we are deeply connected not just to each other but to the divine. They are a testament to the fact that God's love is alive and active, moving through every gesture of compassion we give and receive. 7. Dreams and visions. Dreams and visions are among the most profound and mysterious ways the divine communicates with us. Throughout history, countless people have reported experiencing vivid dreams or striking visions that provided clarity, guidance, or a sense of purpose. These experiences often carry a weight far beyond ordinary dreams. They feel purposeful, as though they've been delivered directly to your soul by a higher power. What makes dreams and visions so compelling is their ability to bypass the conscious mind. During our waking hours, we're often too preoccupied with daily tasks, worries, and distractions to truly listen to God's voice. But in the quiet of the night, when our minds are at rest, the divine can speak to us in ways that are deeply personal and transformative. Consider the stories of individuals who have had life-changing dreams. A person struggling with a difficult decision might dream of walking a clear path, symbolizing the right choice. Someone overwhelmed with guilt might dream of being forgiven or embraced by a loving presence, bringing them peace and a sense of reconciliation. These dreams aren't random, they are signs, messages tailored specifically for the dreamer's situation. Visions, though less common, are equally powerful. These often occur during moments of deep prayer, meditation, or intense focus. They can appear as mental images, vivid scenarios, or even flashes of insight that feel divinely inspired. Unlike regular thoughts or daydreams, visions have a clarity and emotional resonance that make them impossible to ignore. Dreams and visions are frequently symbolic, and interpreting them requires a degree of introspection and discernment. For example, dreaming of a flowing river might symbolize peace and renewal, while dreaming of a locked door could represent a challenge or hidden opportunity. The meanings are not always immediately clear, but with prayer, reflection, or even the guidance of trusted spiritual mentors, their significance often becomes apparent. One of the most remarkable aspects of dreams and visions is their timing. They often occur when we are at a crossroads or in a period of deep need. It's as though the divine waits for the perfect moment to intervene, providing us with exactly what we need to move forward. These experiences are reminders that we are not navigating life alone, we are being guided, even in our most uncertain moments. Some may dismiss dreams and visions as mere products of the subconscious mind, but their impact often tells a different story. They leave a lasting impression, evoking emotions and insights that linger long after we wake. They have the power to shift perspectives, spark courage, and renew faith. To fully embrace the signs of God in your dreams and visions, it's important to cultivate openness and trust. Keep a journal by your bedside to record any dreams or insights as soon as you wake. Reflect on them, pray about their meaning, and consider how they align with your life circumstances. Over time, you may begin to see patterns or messages that reveal God's hand at work. Dreams and visions are gifts, windows into the divine realm that offer guidance, reassurance, and a sense of connection to something far greater than ourselves. They remind us that even when we feel lost or unsure, God is actively communicating with us, guiding us toward our purpose. 8. Scriptural confirmation. Have you ever opened a sacred text and felt as though the words were speaking directly to your situation? This phenomenon, often referred to as scriptural confirmation, is one of the most profound ways God reveals himself. It's as if the divine orchestrates your encounter with the exact passage you need at the exact moment you need it. These moments are not random, they are signs of a loving Creator who is intimately aware of your struggles, questions, and needs. Scriptural confirmation often comes when you least expect it. Perhaps you're feeling lost or overwhelmed, and in your search for comfort you turn to Scripture. Suddenly, a verse leaps off the page, resonating so deeply with your heart that it feels as though it was written specifically for you. This isn't coincidence, it's a deliberate act of communication from the divine. What makes scriptural confirmation so powerful is its timeless nature. Sacred texts, though written centuries ago, carry wisdom that transcends time and culture. They speak to universal human experiences, pain, joy, doubt, faith, and offer guidance that is as relevant today as it was when the words were first penned. When these ancient words align so perfectly with your present circumstances, it's a sign that God is actively working in your life. Scripture also has a way of answering questions you didn't even know you were asking. For example, you might be wrestling with a decision, uncertain about the path you should take. Then you come across a passage about trust or courage, and suddenly the answer becomes clear. It's as though God uses Scripture to gently steer you in the right direction, providing wisdom and clarity when you need it most. These moments of confirmation often feel deeply personal. The same passage that speaks to you might not resonate in the same way with someone else. This is because God knows your heart, your struggles, and your journey. He uses Scripture to meet you exactly where you are, tailoring the message to your unique circumstances. Scriptural confirmation doesn't always happen instantly. Sometimes you may need to spend time meditating on a passage or revisiting it over several days. The meaning might unfold gradually, revealing layers of insight and guidance that weren't immediately apparent. This process requires patience and a willingness to listen, but the rewards are profound. To experience scriptural confirmation more fully, make a habit of immersing yourself in sacred texts. Whether it's through daily reading, meditation, or study groups, creating space for Scripture in your life opens the door for divine communication. Approach these texts with an open heart and a prayerful spirit, asking God to reveal what you need to hear. It's also important to recognize that scriptural confirmation often works in harmony with other signs. A verse might align with a recurring theme in your life, or resonate with a message you've heard from a trusted mentor. These connections reinforce the idea that God's guidance is not isolated but part of a greater, interconnected plan. In moments of scriptural confirmation, you are reminded of the living nature of sacred texts. They are not just historical records or moral guidelines, they are active, dynamic tools through which God speaks to His people. These moments are a testament to His intimate involvement in your life, a sign that He is not distant but near, offering wisdom and reassurance through His Word. 9. Healing through forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most transformative and divine acts a human being can experience. It is often misunderstood as a weakness or as something that only benefits the person who has wronged you. In truth, forgiveness is a profound spiritual act, a key to healing and freedom that unlocks the heavy chains of bitterness and resentment. When you truly forgive, you don't just set the other person free, you set yourself free. This process, though deeply personal, is often a sign of God's work in your life, guiding you toward peace and wholeness. At its core, forgiveness is not about condoning the wrong or pretending the pain never existed. It's about releasing the power that pain holds over you. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Every grudge, every resentment, and every ounce of bitterness adds another rock to the load. Over time, the weight becomes unbearable, draining your energy and stealing your joy. Forgiveness is the act of taking off that backpack and leaving it behind. The act of forgiveness often begins with a divine nudge, a subtle feeling or thought that urges you to let go of the hurt you're holding on to. This nudge is not always welcome. After all, holding on to anger can feel justified, even empowering. But deep down, there's a sense that the anger is consuming you more than it's affecting the other person. That quiet realization is often the first sign that God is calling you to forgive. Forgiveness is also a reflection of divine love. In sacred texts, we see countless examples of God's forgiveness toward humanity. He forgives not because we deserve it, but because His nature is love and grace. When we forgive others, we participate in that divine act, mirroring God's boundless compassion. It's a sign that we are aligning our hearts with His, choosing love over bitterness and grace over judgment. The process of forgiveness often involves several steps. First, there is acknowledgement, recognizing the pain and naming the hurt. This is not about suppressing emotions, but facing them honestly. Next comes the decision to forgive, even if the feelings don't immediately follow. Forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. It's saying, I release you from the debt you owe me, even if the pain is still fresh. The final step is healing. And this is where the divine becomes most evident. When you forgive, something shifts within you. The burden you've carried begins to lift, and a sense of peace replaces the anger. This is not something you can achieve on your own. It's a sign of God's healing work in your life. It's as if He's saying, you don't have to carry this anymore. Let me take it. Forgiveness doesn't just heal the soul, it often has physical and emotional benefits as well. Studies have shown that letting go of anger and resentment can lower stress levels, improve heart health, and even strengthen the immune system. These benefits are further signs that forgiveness is a divine gift, one that brings holistic healing to every part of our being. Forgiving someone doesn't always mean reconciliation. There are times when maintaining distance is necessary for your well-being. Forgiveness is about releasing the burden in your heart, not necessarily restoring the relationship. This distinction is important because it underscores that forgiveness is for your benefit as much as it is for the other person's. Healing through forgiveness is a journey toward freedom, peace, and alignment with God's love. It's not always easy, but the rewards are profound. Each act of forgiveness is a sign that the divine is at work in your life, transforming your pain into strength and your bitterness into grace. 10. Divine appointments. Have you ever crossed paths with someone who seemed to appear at exactly the right moment in your life? Perhaps they offered words of wisdom you desperately needed to hear, provided a helping hand during a crisis, or inspired you to take a bold step forward. These encounters, often referred to as divine appointments, are not random. They are carefully orchestrated moments where the hand of God becomes visible in the people around you. Divine appointments often occur in the most unexpected ways. You might meet someone while waiting in line, sitting next to a stranger on a plane, or even through a seemingly random online connection. These moments feel serendipitous, but there's an undeniable sense of purpose behind them. It's as if the universe has aligned to bring you together with that person at precisely the right time. What sets divine appointments apart from ordinary interactions is their timing and impact. They often happen when you're facing a critical decision, grappling with uncertainty, or in need of encouragement. The person you meet might say something that resonates deeply with you, answers a question you've been wrestling with, or provides a perspective you hadn't considered. These moments are signs that God is intimately involved in the details of your life, guiding you through the people He places in your path. Divine appointments are not always about receiving. Sometimes they're about giving. You might be the one who offers comfort, encouragement, or guidance to someone else. In these moments, you become an instrument of God's love and grace, fulfilling a role in someone else's story. This dual nature of divine appointments, both giving and receiving, reflects the interconnectedness of our lives and the divine plan that binds us together. Recognizing a divine appointment requires attentiveness. In our busy lives, it's easy to dismiss meaningful encounters as coincidences. But when you pause and reflect, you'll often see the fingerprints of God in these moments. Pay attention to the people you meet, the conversations you have, and the timing of those interactions. What might initially seem random could be a sign of something much greater at work. These appointments often carry lessons, even if they're not immediately obvious. The person you meet might challenge your assumptions, broaden your perspective, or inspire you to grow. They might also provide confirmation of something you've been praying about, serving as a reminder that God hears your prayers and is actively responding. One of the most beautiful aspects of divine appointments is their ripple effect. A single encounter can change the trajectory of your life in ways you never imagined. It might lead to a new opportunity, a deep friendship, or a renewed sense of purpose. And the impact often extends far beyond you, touching the lives of others in ways you may never fully see. To embrace divine appointments, approach each day with openness and gratitude. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone, engage in meaningful conversations, and trust that God is guiding your steps. These moments are not just signs of His presence, they are opportunities to experience His love, wisdom, and guidance in profound and personal ways. In the end, divine appointments remind us of the intricate design of our lives. They are a testament to the fact that nothing is random, and every encounter has the potential to reveal the hand of God at work. They encourage us to stay attentive, open, and connected, knowing that the people we meet are often the vessels through which the divine speaks. Life is a journey filled with signs, breadcrumbs scattered along your path, guiding you toward the divine and helping you uncover the deeper meaning of your existence. These signs aren't always grand or obvious. More often than not, they appear in the quiet moments, the subtle nudges, and the seemingly ordinary experiences of daily life. Yet their impact is extraordinary, pointing us to a loving Creator who is deeply invested in our growth, healing, and ultimate purpose. Unexplainable peace, perfect timing, recurring themes, inner promptings, nature's majesty, acts of kindness, dreams, visions, scriptural confirmation, healing through forgiveness, and divine appointments. These are not random events. They are deliberate and purposeful, placed in your life to awaken your spirit and remind you that you are never alone. Each of these signs invites you to slow down, pay attention, and trust in something greater than yourself. Recognizing these signs requires an open heart and a willingness to listen. It's not about striving or searching frantically, but about being present and receptive. When you cultivate this awareness, you begin to see the divine thread woven through every aspect of your life. You'll realize that even in your struggles and uncertainties, God is speaking, guiding, and working behind the scenes to bring you closer to Him. So, as you move forward, I encourage you to look for the signs, both big and small. Trust in the process, even when the path isn't clear. Embrace the peace, follow the promptings, and cherish the divine appointments that come your way. The journey may not always be easy, but the signs assure you of one profound truth: you are deeply loved, and the Creator of the universe is walking with you every step of the way.